coming to the green flag, Bittown on pole, alongside Gene Sanford. Here in Japan, the green flag waves, and we are underway here in Twin Ring Motegi for round 8 of the 2017 season. Allen clears Sanford into turn number 1. This track mostly a bottom feeder type of track, but here comes Fibrosis now from 3rd place, looking for the lead here on lap number 1. Deanna Shelton and DJ Kurz on the bottom as well. This will mostly be a race where everybody's just going to be fighting to get to the bottom line. And Fibrosis, he will get the lead, and he will lead lap number 1. Jean Sanford started 2nd place, but she is being shuffled all the way back. She has fallen down to 8th place, about to be falling to 9th place to Michael Cavanero here. She has not been able to get to the bottom line like everybody else has been able to. And if she doesn't get there soon, there's not a lot of holes for her to fill. Back in the mid-pack, run 3 wide here. Not the smartest idea, as Louviere in between Demax and Seth Cole as contact's made, and Louviere gets tagged, and Angel, who had a nose there, Louviere looks like he bounced off of Demax. That brings the caution out. Louviere bounced off Demax, and that sent him into Angel, who already had a nose there. As the field comes to pit road for the first time today, a couple cars decide to stay out. Michael Block, Vladimir Petrov, Paul Athanos, Josh Travel, and a handful of others deciding not to pit here and take fuel and tires. This track does have some pretty rough tire wear. Despite the smooth surface, it's pretty deceiving. So everybody coming in to be safe and top off on fuel. Michael Block leads on the restart here. The top 4 did not pit, as Petrov immediately makes a dive for the lead. Paul Thanos, Rosengard, they also did not pit. Lamas and Shelton, they both took 2 tires. Everybody else took 4. So the top 6 could be at a disadvantage here. But Petrov, he didn't waste any time making that pass on Block. And now Block trying to make a comeback here, trying to see if he can get back up to the 09. Charles Fibrosis, he has to come down pit road for a pit road speeding penalty. He sped on pit road during that cycle, so now he has to come back down pit lane. And Fibrosis, who had dominated the first couple of laps, he is going to be in some deep, deep trouble. We saw Gene Sanford being shuffled from the front row all the way down to 8th, and now it has gotten worse. That 24 car is just not driving very well. She is down almost outside of the top 30. She is down to 28th right now. So that 24 team, they got some work to do today. That car does not look very good from what they had in qualifying. Satsuki Yakashur running inside the top 20. Around 15th. One of the 2 Japanese drivers in the field today. She is trying to hold 3 wide against the 2 Harpool cars. Ooh, and Galligan comes up, makes a little bit of contact with the 41. Satsuki trying to get a good run, trying to have a good weekend in her home race. We'll see what she can do. And that 41 team, who has quietly had an okay season thus far. They are running in the top 20 in points. They just haven't had exactly the best finishes. The other Japanese driver, Takumi Hirano, in the 21 car. He runs outside the top 30 with Josh Travel, who had some trouble today himself. That 10 car not having much speed. Hirano had a good top 20 finisher last year, but that's in a Toyota for the Togger Racing unit. Now in his 21 car, he is driving a Nissan Maxima. So he's got the Japanese manufacturer. We'll see if he can get a good finish. The battle for the win in South Korea last week is now the battle for second place as Lamas and Curtis going at it again. And ooh, Lamas came down a little bit. Curtis kept his nose in there. Lamas trying to hold second place as Allen did manage to regain the lead, but can't speak today. As the cars who took no tires or 2 tires, they are dropping back quite quickly. Curtis moves to second place. Lamas falls to 4th. Is now Michael Cavanero in that 83 car. He has moved up to 3rd place. It's quite quiet up at the front as the top 3, they are still within range of each other, but everyone taking it easy. AFRT was definitely looking forward to this weekend. They swept here last year with Allen and Petrov winning races here, and we figured this would be a good weekend for them to show up and perform again, and we're definitely seeing that here. Allen does lead. Curtis and Michael Cavanero, they are keeping distance. We were trying to figure out why Josh Travel was running outside the top 30 here. And, well, the answer is quite simple, actually. There's nothing wrong with the 10 car. The engine's fine. There's nothing wrong with the setup. There's nothing wrong with the driver. They're just running back there on purpose because they are trying to, quote-unquote, save fuel. This will be a 2-stop race. However, there were some rumblings of teams perhaps attempting a 1-stopper. So I think Josh Travel might be one of those teams that might be attempting that. Wouldn't shock me, but Travel's still winless here in 2017. We'll see what he can do here, as he is now starting to move his way up. Kasten Rosengard, who you probably remember did not take tires on that stop, he is... yeah, that 39's just dropped back like a rock. Pit stops have begun. Vincent Allen and several other cars coming down to pit lane to top off on fuel and get some tires here. Running just at the halfway point, actually. So all these guys who pitted, you'll see this will be a 2-stopper most likely. So we'll see if any teams they take the 2-stopper, and we'll see if those grumblings were anything correct, and see if anyone's going to be bold enough to try the 1-stopper. Black flag for Vincent Allen as he just came off pit road. He sped on the exit of pit road, so now he has to come down, serve a penalty, and that is going to be absolutely costly for the 0 car. Allen, who had been leading for most of that run, that lead is going to go away, and I think his race is going to be pretty much out of it. Disaster for both AFRT cars because now Vladimir Petrov has a pit road penalty. He has to come back down pit lane, and both AFRT cars... oh man, that's just not good. AFRT, who are winless so far in 2017, this was not what they were hoping for. So now the lead falls to DJ Curtis in the 19 car. Paula Thanos in second place. And they are quite a ways away from Michael Cavanero. Satsuki Yakujura, I think she is 1 lap down. Although I'm not sure the fans know that because they're going absolutely nuts. But Curtis running in first place. Thanos behind. Cavanero in third, distant third. Michael Cavanero, he's putting on some very quick laps and pitted quite a bit later as he makes a giant dive bomb into Paula Thanos here. That was bold, and I think he's going to make it stick. And he does. Michael Cavanero, that was a heck of a pass. He was 2 car lengths behind Thanos and just dove into the corner. And that 83 car, it's stuck. And that is a very quick race car. I don't even think Thanos saw that coming. And now here comes Michael Cavanero. He's going to make a pass to the lead here on DJ Curtis. Cavanero, he is going to make a big dive. He doesn't have to drive as aggressively against Thanos as he does with Curtis, but Cavanero, who I think's just got probably the best car at the moment, he just flies right on by DJ. And now he heads into the lead. Gene Samper, she's had a really good recovery here as the 24 team has moved up to 6th place. So you saw Samper almost fall out of the top 25 earlier. Well, actually, she did fall out of the top 25, but they've worked on that car. They had a good stop, and now they're in the top 10 again. Being challenged by Chris Washer now, who's having a really solid run actually in that 27 car. That 2017, they need some good runs. They've just been too quiet this year. James Shelley pitted quite late compared to the other cars, and from what we're being told, they are considering doing the one-stop strategy, which would be quite interesting. So far, him and that 10 car are the only cars that we know are going to attempt this. Shelley currently in the top 15 in front of his soon-to-be wife, Sofia Vargas. He's having a pretty solid run. Those FPM cars, these ovals are usually where they're going to be the strongest, and they're both having a pretty solid run today. Cody Lamas, we're being told he had to come down pit road to fix an issue with a tire, so he is now 1 lap down, and he is trying to get his lap back in this 48 car. So Lamas, he's had a pretty solid weekend. We'll see if he can get up to Michael Cavanero, but Cavanero, if you haven't noticed, he's gone. The 83 car, as soon as he got the lead, he was just long gone. He has a 3-second lead, and it's only getting bigger. DJ Curtis still occupying 2nd place. He is trying to hold off Satsuki Yakashura, who's trying to get her lap back. And now Duncan and Turner, who are running 4th and 5th, well, actually 3rd and 4th, they are trying to see if they can make a run at the 83 car. Michael Cavanero's team, they've got a lot of lead to work with here. And the 83 team, they are considering perhaps staying out the rest of the way. Cavanero did pit on the same lap that James Shelley did. So Cavanero, he hasn't been saving fuel, I don't think, so I'm not quite sure if he can make this work, but he is one of those cars that has more fuel than others. So we'll see. We're coming into the final couple of laps here. We should be seeing people come to pit road to top off and go. We're being told Dylan Young and Fibrosis might have had a small incident here. Whoa! Boy, that was close. Fibrosis, who is several laps down in 40th place, he's just trying to, I think, make up as many positions as he can and probably just pass as many people as he can for his morale, but Young almost just threw a monster block and almost just wrecked himself. Vladimir Petrov running dead last in 42nd place, as we've had no retirements so far. Although I think the So9 team, I think they're quite content on where they are right now, because where he is starting, well, where he's going to finish, he will be on pole for the B main. So I think Petrov, he wants to see if he can get that early track position for the B main. So I don't think we're going to see him drive too hard against these guys. He is several laps down, so Petrov just riding it out, hoping for a B main pole position. Final pit stops have begun. Paula Thanos from 6th place. She will begin the cycle here with under 10 laps to go. We'll see if Thanos, I think she's probably just going to top off here to be safe, or maybe take right sides. 5 laps to go here. Michael Cavanero, they've decided to make the commitment as several cars down pit lane, pitting for fuel to top off. Looks like this A3 team, they're going to gamble it. Cavanero, who had a great car at Texas, but several horrible crew chief calls kept him out of victory lane, or just out of soft finishes overall. But now that crew chief tried to make amends here and try to perfect a great strategy call for his driver to get him a win today. You saw Fitzwater down pit road. He's topped off. He's coming out. 3 to go. At the line here. Cavanero's still going. Jesse Turner from 3rd place. He surrenders it. William Duncan moves up to 2nd place. With 3 to go, you can see people slowly filing in, topping it off. Going to not take any chances and hope they end up with a points-paying finish here. 2 to go at the line. Michael Cavanero here. They have made their bet. They're going to see if they can make it. Cavanero has backed off his pace to save fuel. William Duncan, who is also trying to, I think, perhaps tried to go the rest of the way. He has backed off his pace completely as well. Cavanero here, still winless in 2017. Might not be that way any longer. His lead is gigantic. He could basically run it in 3rd gear if he wanted to. But coming to the white flag, he's going to have one more lap to go to make the rest of the way as Duncan decides to come to pit road to quickly put in a lap's worth of fuel. They're not going to take a chance here, which I'm quite surprised by, but Cavanero on his final lap here. That lead is gigantic. I believe 2nd place is James Shelley, and he's 15 seconds back, so Cavanero, he can just basically let off the throttle and go. Just let it coast. Coming to the checkered flag here. Looks like he's gonna make it. Michael Cavanero off of turn number 4 here at the Twin Ring Motegi. He is gonna come to the checkered flag and he will win by stretching the fuel and makes the one-stopper. Nice call by the 83 team. That will make up, I think, for Texas, but and now he's out. I think Cavanero might be out. He has backed off his car completely. James Shelley looks like he's going to stumble into a 2nd place here. Stephen Pollard, a 3rd, with a 3rd place finish for him. Pollard, who is in the bottom 3 in points, he is going to get himself a 3rd place finish. That is a desperately needed finish for the 81 team. We now begin the B main. Sean Angel on pole position. He actually decided to park his car in the A main so he could get this pole position. So Angel sacrificed a race to get this track position here. We thought Petrov was going to get the pole, but it is Angel with it. And now 3 wide as Fibrosis takes Bobby Jones and Kasten Rosengart 3 wide. And that's going to work for Fibrosis. He's going to move up to 3rd place immediately from 5th. But Angel here, parking a car intentionally to get track position. That's kind of the downfall of these reverse grid systems. But regardless, Angel, he will lead this first lap here. Meanwhile, it is just complete chaos in the back of the pack. As Josh Travel, whoa, Young into the 87, almost knocking him into Travel. Everybody's trying to get to the bottom line, and they're all racing like it's death at this point. They're all running 3 wide at Motegi, which I don't even think the open wheel cars do that very often here. See, Curtis in the 19 car. He was desperately trying to get underneath that 54 car, but Jackson holding it up. Continuing to run 3 wide here as Seth Cole to Allen into William Duncan, who gets hooked by the 43 of James Shelley and cautions out. And on the same exact lap that Louvier smashed out. Oh boy, well, this sets up something. And we got more smoke at the front here. Someone also went around, I believe. And I think John Citadino, I think he might have gone around. Let's have a quick look. See, Seth Cole looks like he gets into the 0 car, and I think might have clipped Shelley. And then Citadino comes up into his own teammate, not looking where he was going. Another look here. They were 3 wide in 2 rows for a brief second. That's pretty nuts. But Seth Cole got into Allen here, and actually, I don't even think Seth Cole got into James Shelley. I think William Duncan actually might have just come across the 43's bumper. Pit stops here, and Kasten Rosengard, who stayed out in the same situation in the last main, he's not going to learn his lesson. He's going to stay out along with several other cars, actually. Joshua Michaels, Ian Dutta, and a couple of others, they're just going to... A lot of... Actually, more cars are staying out from the last time that this happened. Anthony Lopez, Gene Sanford, I think she's just trying to get some track position. Skabnicki. One of the Axie and Rage Union cars also stayed out. The top 4 did not pit. Elijah Bree and Cavanero, I believe they only took 2 tires. Green flag back in the air. Rosengard, your leader. Joshua Michaels in second, although about to lose that to Ian Dutta, who got a great restart in that Honda. I'm not quite sure about Rosengard's call to stay out an extra lap, well, to not pit that number 39 Spotify Sanctum. Ian Dutta, though, in the 95 car, he wants the lead. He passes for second, dives out for first. Elijah Bree with 2 tires. He wants to make a dive for the lead as well. Everyone else, Petrov, Fibrosis, all took 4 tires. Here comes Fibrosis. He had a great start to the A main before a pit road penalty knocked him out of the fight. And now he is trying to make a run for the lead again as he moves to the outside line to actually try to make this pass on Dutta. And he's going to make it work. Nice job by Fibrosis. Actually got the outside line to work. But here comes Petrov, who makes a bold dive for second place. And now Rosengard, he is going to have to pick a line here because he's about to get swamped. He's going to be swarmed with 2 very fast cars, and I think Petrov's just got to be praying that Rosengard doesn't go in the same line he does. Here comes Fibrosis, though. He's going to get that good run off of turn 2 for the lead here. Petrov, will he sneak a 3 wide here? He's the type, I think, that would make that move, but Rosengard actually is able to hold the position off the exit of turn 2. And here comes Jabri with the 2 tires trying to combat the 4 tires. Trying to pass for third. And now Fibrosis gets a great run off 4. He's going to get the lead from Rosengard. Rosengard did a solid job holding them off, but he needs another caution for his strategy to pay off. Sean Angel, who had to come serve a pit road speeding penalty, he's going to have to serve a second one as he speeds on pit road for the 2nd straight time. And Angel, yeah, this will definitely not be a good weekend for this 45 team at all. That finish to the A main was exactly what these 2 wanted. Steve Pollard third and James Shelley both ended up on the podium by staying out and conserving fuel. So now they're running inside the top 25 here, both of them, trying to see if they can get another good finish. Rosengard continuing to be shuffled here. Now this is quite the conundrum here because what happened in the A main was that we had a spin on lap number 5. and that catapulted a couple teams to be able to make the one-stop strategy. And in this race, we had the spin on lap number 5 as well, so could we see a mirror here? Now, I'm sure a lot of teams took notes on what happened in that A main and realized that you could make that one-stop work if you tried, or if your car has good eco. So I'm quite curious to see if this race goes caution-free. How will fuel come into play again? Will we see more teams try it? Or will teams try to play it safe and not risk that again? Meanwhile, back for the lead, Petrov on the back bumper of the 9 car. Both these two, they've got some good race cars this weekend. They just haven't had the finishes so far, but looking right now, Petrov side by side with Fibrosis for the lead. And we see another lead change here. Petrov does have the preferred line. Fibrosis might just let him go. No, still fights on the outside line here. And cannot clear him. Fibrosis continuing to just actually kind of get the middle outside working a little bit to hold positions off. But Petrov, he does clear him now. Fibrosis, he gets a great run off of turn 4 on this next lap, and he's going to challenge for the lead again. Dylan Young coming off pit lane. He had a problem in the 2 car. A vibration of some sort being told. Fibrosis, though, fighting to get the lead back. Angel and Young both going to be multiple laps down. They will not be a factor in this. And Fibrosis, he takes the lead back from the 09. We're seeing a solid run from the FPM guys today. They are running in the top 20, and they both started outside the top 35. So these cars, these two, they're moving forward quite quickly, actually. They can actually see the top 10 in front of them. So FPM, they got some good cars this weekend. They've just had to do a lot of work to get the positions that they've wanted. So we'll see how they can perform later in the race here. Elijah Bree, he's done a pretty solid job with the 2-tire strategy he's been trying to pull, but he's about to get swarmed. There's a lot of really fast cars. Lamas, Galligan, they're going to make the pass here for 3rd. Jabri has a couple of laps until everyone else is going to have to pit again, so if track position was what the 74 was looking for, they kind of have it, but a lot of really faster cars with the tire wear. Yeah, he's probably going to fall out of the top 10 by the time we pit. Michael Kavanagh in the 83 car has not moved up through the field as fast as you'd probably think. That 83 car was so strong in that A main, but yet that has not been the case for Kavanagh today in this B main. Rosengard, he comes to pit lane to pit. Well, he just finished his stop. Cavanero barely in the top 30, although I think he might be playing a long con game here. Might be thinking about that one-stopper again if he can do it again. He already did it once. Fibrosis, he's going to bring it to pit lane and pit the 9 car. As will... Oh, no, I guess not. Petrov, he's going to go out another lap. I thought Petrov was going to come in with him, but that's not the case. But Fibrosis, the leader, comes to pit lane. Everybody coming into pit. It's happened again. Fibrosis from the lead. Black flag for speeding on pit road. Oh my goodness. Fibrosis for the 2nd straight main leads and then has to get a penalty. Oh my lord. And now Curtis is on pit road. He is stuck, and we got a wreck. Joshua Card's around the 42, and he gets hit by Travel, and he's up and over. Veronica Novakovsky, Gene Sanford, Chris Levier, Paul Atheno, several cars involved. In a big wreck off of turn 4. What on earth happened here? We were coming near the end of pit stops here. Oh, Collar just comes down, doesn't see the 5 there, and Travel with nowhere to go. Novakovsky, she gets a big lick. Sanford Luviero nowhere to go. Oh my lord, that was not a pretty wreck. I'm not sure what on earth Collard was thinking. He passed the 5. He knew he was there. He knew she was there. A lot of cars just went one lap down, and now several cars coming to pit lane. They're going to come in and top off one more time here, because now they should have gone far enough to where they could go the one-stopper again. But now a lot of these cars, some of these cars are 1 down, 2 down. Some are on the lead lap, so if they are able to go the rest of the way, this could get very confusing. Jabri, several others pitting to top off, get the fuel they need, and get out. Maybe take tires as well to be safe. Vladimir Petrov is your leader in the 09 car, and a lot of cars who are 1 down, 2 down, 3 down on the tail end of the lead lap. They are going to be fighting to get a lap back here if they can get another caution. Petrov, your leader. Petrov, who's had a very fast car today. These lap cars, they know they need to get away from Petrov as quickly as possible here. You can see DeMax wants to go 3 wide on Fibrosis and Galligan here, not playing any games today. And ooh, a couple cars coming to pit road to pit. DeMax, Hirano, they're gonna pit. Whoa, Young, Skabnicki, Vargas making contact. I think we got a couple cars topping off now. Once again, to be safe. Petrov, though, in the lead. Fibrosis, who was the leader at the start of that cycle, he is 1 down and about to be put another lap down by this 09 car. Does that count as cruel irony? Jonathan Skabnicki, who's actually in 2nd place right now, he's going to make a move for the lead on Vladimir Petrov. Well, this is a surprise. The Hellfire Racing team, usually it's the short tracks and the occasional road course where they do well. It's these high-speed types of tracks where these cars struggle, but Skabnicki flat out passes the 09 of Petrov. I mean, not to dig on Skabnicki, but that team passing an A4T car based on pure speed and skill alone, that's a sign of improvement. A real sign of improvement this year from this Hellfire team. Skabnicki already came away with a big win in Argentina a couple of rounds ago. I mean, regardless of what happens, we're seeing some progress from these Dodge Darts, who have not exactly had the best pace the past couple of seasons. Seth Cole in 3rd place in the 12 car. Cody Lamas here in 4th place. Angel several laps down. I think Allen is 5th. Can't confirm or deny. So gonna be interesting here. Some of these guys did not come in to top off, which kind of surprised me. That was a good opportunity to do so, because at this point it's going to be about fuel and tires. These next 20 laps are going to be very hectic, and I can imagine very confusing as well. Highest running Pages Trophy car at the moment is Nick Pericles in the Stuttgart United Motorsports car. Currently in the top 15, trying to do his best to hold positions he can. Throws a big block on Michaels, but has to concede. Pericles is trying to make up some ground in the Patriots Trophy Championship. Novakovsky and Lopez have had some good runs the last 2 rounds, so he knows he needs to get his act together. John Cianadino, Deanna Shelton, I believe Michael Block. These are 3 cars who came in and topped off under that yellow flag. They could be in a position for a really good finish here if they can hold where they're at with just under 20 to go. Theoretically, if my math is correct, they should be good by about a lap, but we will see. If we get another caution flag, I think It's just going to be a 4 tire, then fuel, then go at that point. But this is 8th place Citadino. Currently the highest running car, who I believe can make it the rest of the way. Roughly 10 laps to go here. Well, regardless of what happens, even if Skabnicki has to come in and top off again, this has been a great showing by this 3 team and a great resurgence by Skabnicki. They've had a good season so far. I don't think anyone would have predicted this 3 team to be so successful. Skabnicki is a veteran. He's been around for a long, long time. It's these ovals that he's always been more of a friend to. He was more of a Cup Series driver back in the day. And he's a veteran, and he's showing his oval prowess here. And he is pulling away from an AFRT car, which has got to be a good feeling for the Hellfire Racing team. This is one of those runs that they're going to want to remember regardless of the outcome. Vladimir Petrov here. I'm starting to imagine he's saving fuel because Seth Cole in that 12 car has caught him really quickly. And Seth Cole, with under 10 to go, he will pass Petrov. Petrov, I'm pretty sure he's saving fuel. I mean, Skabnicki did pretty much pass him on power alone, but Seth Cole, not too sure about that one, but we will see what happens here. Petrov can make it the rest of the way here. They're bringing Skabnicki to pit road with just under 6 to go. So now it is about to get absolutely nuts as Skabnicki brings his car to pit road to top off and go. Galligan, Seth Cole, they bring their cars in. Petrov as well. Vincent Allen, he will go another lap, as will Fibrosis and Angel, who are a couple of laps down. 3 laps to go. They're going to call Allen down to pit road. He cannot make it on fuel. Allen to pit road. He will surrender the lead with 3 to go. Pollard in pit road. I think he's topping off as well. Allen surrenders the lead to Deanna Shelton with 2 laps to go here. Remember, she's one of the cars who topped off on that last caution flag. So now Shelton could be in position here to win, as several of the cars in front of her, most of the top 7's pitted, and I think the cautions come out actually. Shelton get back off her pace. I believe yellow's out. We're not sure what, but yeah, caution's out. Yellow has been thrown on the track. The 5 car off of turn 4, and she's not bringing it to pit lane. At the yellow and white, Shelton's going to take the line as the leader. Caution's out for something, but we're not quite sure what it is. No cars were spun. We're not sure why the yellow flag was thrown. Nobody went around. Nobody spun on pit road. Well, we are on the white flag, so this race is pretty much over. It will end under caution flag. We're being told it was debris on the racetrack of some kind. We're being told debris came off one of the cars. We believe the 94 Pericles, but regardless, Deanna Shelton is about to put an end to what is the longest winless streak in the DuPont World Series of Racing. And coming across the checkered flag, she wins in Japan. She wins Twin Ring Motegi. And what a very confusing finish as the debris caution and coming to the white flag. A lot of confusion in the pit lane, a lot of confusion in the fans as well, but the 5 team, they are going absolutely nuts. As Deanna Shelton, for the first time since the merger, has won. In fact, it has been a long time since Shelton's won. I believe it's been 8 seasons. I believe. 8 or 9 seasons, I think, but It has been a long time since Deanna Shelton has won. But today, that winless streak has come to an end in a very confusing fashion, but still, Shelton wins here in Japan. And there will be much discussion about the ending of this one, but for now, the winless streak of Shelton's over. And now we gotta figure out the next winless streak to pretty much cancel out.